A project-based learning is using content to achieve a goal through scaffolding and doing different products that lead to your final project at the end. Instead of it being an all or nothing, you work on skills leading up to it.
The kids are doing a little bit more exploring on their own, less teacher-directed.
They're actually making a connection to the real world. They're building their critical thinking skills.
I like the fact that it's more hands-on and engaging.
It helps us collaborate more.
We have collaboration rubrics, we have communication rubrics that we use. Obviously agency, are they involved, things to that effect.
Purposely planning for skills that they are going to need, outside in the real world, whether it's a university or skilled trades, just preparing them for that.
We got to learn a lot more and quicker.
But it still looks like a normal classroom. We still have notes, we still have content we have to learn, but that content is used in more real-world experience rather than just taking a test.
Projects in the other classes are longer. They're weeks, month-long. They might be the majority of a semester, depending on the project. Problems tend to be a little bit shorter. They could be anywhere from 1 to 2 days.
Our students were trying to learn the 4 types of slope through equations and graphs. And we started with a slope dude.
With Slope Dude, when she played it, it explained very well what the different slopes were.
We learn about like slopes and like different types of slopes, like a negative slope, a positive slope, and there's like a undefined slope. And that's what we were learning about.
We're using block lettering to show the types of slopes.
Well, we got to choose a word that related to us.
I picked loving, and I did the L would be undefined both sides, then 0 for the other sides, and then we got to decorate it.
And I drew volleyballs and basketballs and stuff that I enjoy to do, but it still had the math part in there.
So we got to present it to the class, explained all our words, the different slopes, and why we picked that word.
We're getting graded on agency, collaboration, oral communication, written communication, and all those. And I think that's really important because some kids aren't super good at the normal math, but it gives us a chance to still get those other key things that we'll need in our real life.
So all of those 5 domains that we're grading on in project-based learning, we're also grading on in problem-based learning.
So the purpose of our mental health project was to advocate for healthy coping skills, not just memorizing facts about different mental health conditions, but teaching other people the importance of advocating for yourself and your own mental stability. My favorite part of the project was hearing a student say, I want to do a real fundraiser to raise money for mental health, a real one, not just some hypothetical, but a real thing to raise money for something that they felt passionate about.
That was an aha moment. It was this is a true project, not just, we're gonna do some book work. What do you have to have for a fun fair? And they had to do everything on their own.
They had communication with peers, authority figures, and community members all in one project.
At the beginning of each project, so we start off with a group contract. And if you're working in a group, then everyone decides okay, this is how we want to go. We all want to follow these terms. It's also kind of to make sure everyone does their part.
We broke up into 4 groups. We broke up into posters, social media, event planning, and educational workshops. And they each broke off into their own, they did their own thing, and then each of them had captains, and they had to report to those captains to make sure everyone was moving smoothly and all together. And then it came together to one final event at the end.
My job was to kind of make sure everyone knew what they were doing and that we had all the stuff that we were going to need for the day.
I did a lot of calling businesses for donations.
So this is all going to be based out on the football field that we have. They're going to get a ticket to get in. Of course, they have to pay for that ticket to get in. And what we're going to do with that money is going to go for the charity.
It's really fun to be part of something that can help the community. And isn't just a project confined to the classroom. It's something real world.
Organization skills, leadership skills, communication skills. Those 3 are the biggest overall of what I have learned from this.
I mean, even putting that on a resume is going to help them in the future.
So the Whodunit project, we learned about karyotypes, cells, DNA, and fingerprints.
We compared a lot of different things that we had used kind of as a puzzle piece to try and piece by piece together to figure out who was the murderer.
and then they use those skills to narrow down a suspect list, and they can start canceling people out, and then we use technology skills for them to communicate with us, like we're the detectives, and we send them information. We're like, this happened, now what?
My favorite part is really connecting with my classmates through it.
To work together as a group, but also be strategic in the fact that you can acknowledge certain people are stronger in some areas than others, and not so much letting them cover all of that, but utilizing the people in your group to teach the others how to do something.
Well, the whodunit was more student-led, but the teachers were there just for any help.
It gives the students a great opportunity to not only learn from us as their teachers, but to learn from each other.
To solve something as big as that, you have to have a lot of teamwork, which I think my team had.
They knew how to do Punnett squares because we taught them how to do Punnett squares. They knew how to do the karyotypes. They knew how to do blood typing because we had that be in their case file.
The power to solve this crime is in your hands. We're giving you all of the things that you need to learn. It's up to you to ready yourselves in order to get down there and solve this crime on your own.
We all contributed and everybody was doing their own part, because before you could even do the murder mystery downstairs, everybody had to complete their portion of the work.
We worked together throughout the whole project. We made sure everybody was on task, everybody was keeping up to pace, and when the final project came around, we just did what we needed to do.
They genuinely got so excited and energetic that to the point I was like, whoa, calm down. You all are gonna get a chance to go through all of this, but it was really cool.
All the work going up to it kind of just gave it that final excitement.
They had to create a video reenactment of either a reenactment of the crime and them solving the crime, but kind of sharing with the class through their video what they did to successfully guess the killer.
From blood samples found at the scene, we were able to determine the killer was blood type AB.
I had never had a project like that. It was the most hands-on I've ever been, and I really like that. I think the freshmen coming up this next year, if they have it, they're gonna love it.